Welcome back to the channel, New Birth Fitness family. We're back at it again with another video. My name is Shiloh Bryant, and we're gonna get into this video. Do you feel like the world around you is changing too fast? Feel like you can barely keep up? Maybe there's always one new piece of advice. Could be another exercise, could be some more diet advice, maybe it's a new job. And it just seems overwhelming. How am I going to get this? Well, wait no more, we're gonna get right into that on this video. I remember when I was 17 years old, I was home doing a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of sit-ups, everything you can body weight exercise-wise to get in shape. I remember my dad dropping out one day and doing 50 push-ups, and I went to go try to do some push-ups and I could barely get 2. I was mind blown to see him drop down and do 50 push-ups because I had never really seen anybody do that before. Then I just started doing it. So I go and get 2 reps, then I try it again, do 2 more reps. Next time I get 1, next day I come back, I can barely get the first rep, and I keep this process going. Well, guess what? Next week, I was able to do about 5, and I just kept doing it. And honestly, in a very short period of time of pushing myself every single day, I come back and say, hey, Dad, watch this. And I come back and do 50 reps and then some. I come back and I do 100 reps, and he's like, yeah, okay, you got it. I'm not doing no more of that. I was starting to see some changes in my body, my arms, my abs, my chest, and my friend at school, Nick, and he said to me, why don't you come to the gym? And I'm like, nah, I'm doing push-ups and sit-ups. I'm good. I don't really need none of that. And he asked me about 3-4 times. And then kind of promotion to the gym around Christmas. He was like, look, I got a 1 month free to the gym. And I'm still like, nah, I'm getting my push-ups, my sit-ups. I ain't really trying to do it. Long story short, he asked me again, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll give it a try. So I get in the gym, I see all these different forms of equipment, and he knew how to do some stuff, but really we were basically figuring it out together. But what I'm saying is, when I first got in the gym, I was very overwhelmed because I didn't know how to do any of it. There's a process of competitive nature back and forth, but also doing a lot of stupid things that, hey, if I knew what I knew now, a lot of those things I would have took out. And it's also the same things that I'm teaching to other people now so that they don't have to go through the same mistakes and things that I went through. But when I walked in and seen all the different exercise equipment, I'm just like, I guess I'll do that one. And long story short, fast forward now I'm teaching other people how to get in shape, how to get the right mindset, how to use the equipment, all these different things that once upon a time, I had no clue how to do. Let me give you another example. One of the other things I do is work in medical IT, so with a bunch of doctors, nurses, radiologists. I remember when I was first hired there, I was told that it's gonna take 2 years before you're even useful at this job. You know how when people say things like that, you're like, yeah, of course, yeah, I hear you, right? So I get in there, and the first 3 months, oh my God. I'm like, I started a YouTube channel at the same time right before I started that job, and I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. I need to focus here. In my first 3 months of being there, I felt like I had been there for 5 years based on all the fire and trials and tribulations that happened during that time period. But it started off very, very overwhelming. I figured out real quick that that being said to me earlier on was true. Now, I did learn it way faster than 2 years. That's how I am. When I dive in, I'm gonna give it my all, I'm gonna stick with it and make it happen. So I had the most growth in the shortest amount of time for people that work there, but still it started off very overwhelming to the point that I didn't even go for what I was initially starting for, which was YouTube. When I first created that YouTube channel to do what I'm doing right now, that was 8 years ago. And I'm just now getting back to the place of doing it about 2 months ago. So can you imagine, what if I didn't stop at that time when things were more difficult and I kept doing it for the last 8 years? How many lives could I have changed in that period? How many people would have been impacted in that period? But because of feeling overwhelmed and not thinking I was able to do it at the time, 8 years goes by and now here we are. Now, I don't regret anything. I don't look at that as a bad thing. It was time to grow. I wasn't the person that I am now, so I've learned so many different things that now I can present in a better way through my experiences and how much growth I've had over time that I can pour into you guys. I'm saying all this to say we are sleeping on one of our most powerful assets, our ability to learn. Everything you know right now, you did not know when you was first brought into this world. You didn't know how to talk. You didn't know how to walk. You didn't know how to eat. Somebody had to feed you. Heck, If we're being honest, the only thing you knew how to do when you came in this world was cry. Imagine if right now, all you had was the ability to cry. What would your life be like right now? A new iPhone will come out, a new computer will come out, a new game will come out, a new system will be implemented at your job. You'll switch from this job to that job. All of these different circumstances that keep changing throughout your life, but yet here you are and you keep learning all of these different avenues while still pushing forward. If you just look back on everything you can do now versus everything you could do 5 years ago, versus everything you could do 10 years ago, and look at where you are now and how many different skills and things you've had to learn over time, that should tell you that no matter what you're going for, you are capable, you are enough, and you can make it happen if you decide to go for it. Stop selling yourself short. There's not a single thing on this earth that if you don't continuously do it over and over and over, no matter how bad it feels in the moment, that you can't get good at. You have to be willing to be bad long enough to finally get good at it. The problem is majority of people, when they feel uncomfortable, they feel bad at something, they stop right before they could have went over the hurdle to get to the next level. If there's something you're passionate about, it's worth sticking to it. Go for it. If there's some new thing that you want to try, go for it. Do not sleep on your power to learn. If you approach anything that you're currently unable to do in a way of, I know I can learn this, I know I can conquer this, I know I can do this if I put my mind to it, watch what happens. Because it's so easy to take for granted those things were once hard. You've been walking for so long, you don't even remember how challenging walking used to be. When you used to barely be able to sit up in your crib, and then you fall over, then you start crawling, and then you stand up, you fall over, stand up, fall over, stand up, fall over. Then you eventually start taking a few more steps. Wait, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Up, fell over again. You don't get up out of bed and say, hey, am I gonna have a hard time walking? Hey, am I gonna fall over? Because you've been doing it for so many years of your life that now it's second nature. You don't even have to think about it. You can do 20 different things while you're walking and still walk just fine. It's the repetition and consistency of doing that same thing over and over. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You could tie your shoes right now with your eyes closed. Once upon a time, you're like, do I put this loop? Do I cross it this way? So do not sleep on your ability to learn. It is one of your most powerful assets if you learn to place more value on it. On that note, that's the end of the video, New Birth Fitness family. Like, comment, share, subscribe, send it to somebody who really needs to hear it, and let's level up together. Later, New Birth.